It's time for fairies with Sunday with Sandy. This is the Moonlit Dreams Kit book that I'm working with. So everybody that has their book, turn to page 19 if you want to draw this fairy that I'm going to do. So what I'm starting off with are, like I said before, the simple shapes. You go by their directions. And, you know, nothing is in stone here at the moment. So if mistakes are happened at this point, don't worry about them. Can't stress that enough. This is just giving you a guideline for how to do it. So that's my first stage. Okay, now this will be the next stage. What I like about the drawings in this book is that each stage is drawn in a different color pencil. So you know what was drawn beforehand and what's drawn basically the next step. So all I'm doing is just going by those guidelines. And I have to say, sometimes the fun part is not really looking ahead to the finished drawing, just drawing what they tell you to draw and seeing how it comes together when you're finished. It can be really cool. And it could also be bad, you know, like I said, you don't really know. Guess that's her boobs. See, and I got a lot bigger space between where my thing. Okay, I think I'm going to change that. I'm not going to draw those lines, but I'm going to raise the girls up a little bit here. Okay, get that in better line with what he has drawn. I drew my abdomen circle, I think a little too big. So that is her waistline. Okay, I'm happier with that. Like I said before, don't get excited. This is just giving you an idea of where to draw. And you just kind of go from there. I mean, I love drawing from this book. I've had a lot of fun. Let's see, I've got to have her wing space coming down there. And that's her wing from up there. Okay. So I'm just going to draw, and then I'm going to erase, hope for the best, and then we'll be back. I've now kind of gone by their guidelines of what they had out there. And I've erased some of my inside lines because this one is an unusual picture. She's not really colored in. She's highlighted. So my plan, of course, is to use the Moonlight pens that you get in your kit and see how this comes out. So what I'm going to do is start highlighting where the moon hits her skin, and it shows you where to do that. And I'll probably have to come back and thicken up some lines and, you know, things like that. to catch you up on what I've done off camera, I did take a glaze pen. This came from the Brights collection that we have in the store, and filled in these rocks just to see how the glaze pens would look, if any color would show up. Unfortunately, no color shows up on this black, but it does make it nice and shiny, which is, you know, it's still acceptable. So now what we have to do when we have things like this is we start going for textures with your pens. So with the glaze pen, you get a nice shiny texture. With the Moonlit pens, you get, Moonlight pens, you get a chalky finish. But look how bright that stays up. So I love that. So for the moon, I'm going to fill in with some paints. So I'll do that. I'm going to be using Deco Arts, and I'm going to use these two colors, Banana Cream and Poppy. And then I'll be back. The next thing I want to do, since I am playing with textures now, I've got the glaze pen, I've got the chalky ink from the Moonlight Glow pens, and I have the mixed media satin. No, that isn't satin. Oh, there we go. I knew I had a satin finish in there. This is a satin, and this is just the regular Americana. So anyway, got my acrylic paint texture in there. So that's 3 textures. So I'm going to go for a 4th. And this time I'm going to be using Lindy Stamp Gang Glitz Spritz. This is Sunset Pink, and it's so light. I've had difficulties finding applications to use that one in. So I'm going to try doing a wash in the background, or kind of from the horizon line up. Maybe like she's either glowing or the moon's glowing, and see if this adds some sparkle to this flat black, and also see what it will how it will react. Wow, purple. I see a lot of purple picking up in there. Well, this doesn't have to be exact. Very cool. Oh my gosh, I love this on top of black paint. And I hope I will take a picture of it, and I hope that you get to enjoy what it looks like. But the purple iridescent shimmer that's coming off of this is absolutely awesome. I know Tamika will be thrilled. She'll love it. My purple loving friend, who also does the other kits, the other fairy kits with me. Alright, this is very cool. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll be back. So I've been working on the embossing part, and I do want to make a note, because I forget this all the time, because I backtrack in my pages in my book, and I'm not going, you know, like one right after the other. So I had paint on this side and gesso, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's where I let my heat gun stay too long, and it bubbled up the paint and gesso from the other side. So be very careful when you're doing heat embossing. Be cognizant of your page that's on the other side. Now I'm going to use a little masking technique to get this last stamp right here in the corner. So I have this long strip here that I'm going to put down for my horizon. And this thicker strip here. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit more, so I'm going to tear that in half. So I've got that there, and then I'll put that there. Alright, so my stamp's going to go there. I've taken my stamp and moved it to the top because I'm coming into this corner here. And actually, I need to move this, because it's in that corner, over to that far side. There we go. So I don't have to worry so much about that. I know that's the edge of my moon because that's where I laid my masking down. So when I do this, I just line this right back up. And I just want to take that off a little bit there. And we're going to move that over. Okay. So, talk about the Versamark again. Anybody that's new, Versamark is an archival oil-based ink. And what that means is that it's very sticky. See, it sticks to my pad. But that's what you want because you're going to put the embossing powder on top of it. You want it to remain sticky. So this is a superb embossing ink. So there I am. I'm going to lay it right next to the other stamp. Stamping onto the mask. I have to stamp kind of hard because I do have uneven surfaces, even though I try to keep my journal book pretty flat. I don't put flowers and, you know, bulky items, buttons, and things like that in it. But still, you do get some texture and some bumps. Okay, so, did that. Now I just got to sprinkle my embossing powder on top of that. And take a sheet of, I'm trying to do this on camera so that you can see, just taking a extra sheet there to dump the powder out on, and then just flick your book around your image. Don't flick on the image because that's what you just put the embossing powder on. So I'm sure you saw me flicking my page, letting it not be too hot, checking the back side to make sure that I didn't heat set that through the paper. So now I have this beautiful background. I love it. And all I got to do is I just want to write something down here. And, you know, I can't help but resist the title Moonlit Dreams, which is the name of a kit that Tamika and I came up with. It just fits there with that little fairy sitting in the moonlight like that. So, I think I'm going to use my orange. I don't know. Should I use orange, or yellow, or green? Just so many decisions. Let's see. I'll start off with the yellow. Alright. So now I gotta do my pretend writing so I know my spacing. So moon, lit, and then dreams. Or do I want to go moonlit and dreams? Oh, I think I like that better. Okay. So fairly large because I have lots of room here. And I'm not using a ruler, I noticed, for a straight line, so it might be crooked. Oh well. Moon. A little whimsical lowercase I there since everything else is capitalized. And then dreams. Let's see. There we go. Alright. So basically I'm finished. I might come back and work on my writing there a little bit more and get that thicker, but I really like it. Looks good. And hope you had a great time. For all the ladies that have the kit, This was page 19. I kind of did her in reverse, being that I did her on a black background. In the book, of course, it's a white background painting her black. So keep that in mind when you're looking at mine and looking at the page in the book. And I look forward to seeing everybody's fairies. If you want to win a free prize, draw a fairy of any kind, whether you have the kit or not. Put it on the Facebook page, Frosted Designs Facebook page. Got your little folder up there under photos to put it in so that you can get in for the drawing for free goodies. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.